Hi everyone, Voyager here. In this week's video we're going to be continuing measuring the universe, this time in astronomical units, so let's get to it. First of all, many of you may already know what an astronomical unit is, but it's actually the Sun to the Earth distance at roughly some 150 million kilometres, for those of you who use miles, around 93 million miles. So what can we use to measure it with then? How about the average human male, standing at some 1.8 metres? Well, in astronomical unit terms that's got 10 zeros after the decimal point, and it does fit some 83 billion times in one astronomical unit, so 9 billion people living in the world, we're not too far off. How about Messi maybe, or David Villa in a football pitch of 100 metres length? Well, we've removed at least one decimal point now, and that does fit around 1.5 billion times in an astronomical unit. How about a journey from London to New York, of course with the beautiful Statue of Liberty, or Big Ben? Well, at 5,567 kilometres, we've now removed quite a few decimal points, and that translates to just 0.000037 astronomical units, and would fit around 26,800 times in one astronomical unit. How about the circumference of the Earth? Well, all the way around the world, of course, is about 40,000 kilometres, and that translates to 0.00027 astronomical units, so we're getting there now, and it does fit around 3,733 times in one astronomical unit. How about something bigger now, the circumference of the Sun? At 4.3 million kilometres, it's 0.02 astronomical units, and that fits 34 times, so the Sun is obviously a huge body, much bigger than the Earth. What about the Earth to Mars distance? Well, perigee is when Earth and Mars are at their closest, and that's around 56 million kilometres, or 0.37 astronomical units. But how about when Earth and Mars are at their apogee, which is when they're furthest apart and on the other side of the Sun from each other? Well, that's translates now to 402 million kilometres, and now we're talking, because we're into astronomical unit terms, at 2.67 astronomical units distance. Think about it, it's almost halfway to Jupiter at its closest approach. Speaking of Jupiter, how about the Sun to the other planets? Mercury at 0.39, Venus at 0.72 astronomical units, Mars averages 1.52, and then we jump out to Jupiter at 5.2, Saturn at 9.5, Uranus at 19.1, and Neptune the furthest of all, of course, at 30 astronomical units distance. Now we need something bigger, of course, now, so how about the circumference of the largest known star, Stevenson 218? Well, at some 9.5 billion kilometres in circumference, it's 62.9 astronomical units. You can see there a small dot on the right, that's roughly the equivalent of the Sun at this point. And Stevenson 218 is actually 8.71 light hours in circumference. It's just a ginormous star, as you can see here. So we need to go even further. How about Earth to Voyager 1, the furthest known the furthest man-made thing we've ever established? At 141 astronomical units, it's some 21 billion kilometres away. Of course, there is another probe on its way, New Horizons, a bit closer to that one at 50 astronomical units. It's recently passed at some 7.5 billion kilometres. Moving on further, on light year, well, in astronomical units terms, that's 63,241 astronomical units. Look at the figure now, and now we're talking. That's some 9.5 trillion kilometres. One light year is just a massive distance, and is often not understood to be just how far it really is. Next then, how about the Sun to Proxima Centauri, the closest known star? Well, now we move out to 4.243 light years, some 40 trillion kilometres. That translates to 268,000 astronomical units. How about the Earth to other famous stars in our local area? Well, to Sirius A and B, some 8.6 light years, 544 astronomical units. Procyon at 723,000, Castor System 3.21 million astronomical units, and Rigel, perhaps one of the most famous stars of all, at some 864 light years, is 54 million astronomical units away. How about the Sun to the galactic centre then? Some 25,000 light years distance. Now look at that in kilometres, just look at that distance, it's just an astonishing distance, isn't it? 242 quadrillion kilometres, and that actually translates to 1.6 billion astronomical units. So just transfer between Earth and the Sun 1.62 billion times. Not all that far, is it? How about our own Milky Way Galaxy to the nearest large galaxy to us, Andromeda? Of course, the two bodies are approximating each other, but currently stand at 2.5 million light years distance. And that translates to 24 quintillion kilometres, or some 160 billion astronomical units. It's astonishing, isn't it? Finally, how about the Milky Way Galaxy to the edge of the observable universe? Some 46.5 billion light years distance, it's 439 sextillion kilometres, and that translates to 2.94 quadrillion astronomical units. And that's just the edge of the observable universe. Who knows what's beyond there, or indeed if there's even an end at all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the content, because it does help the channel grow somewhat. We've recently hit 150 subscribers, so I'm absolutely delighted and thank you so much for your support. Also, on a personal note, just a welcome back to the fold, the What's Next channel. Don't forget to check that one out too if you enjoy astronomical content, and I'll see you on the next one.